My name is Attorney Lugo. I'm a Connecticut attorney. I am doing this broadcast for my Spanish audience out there. I did one on Tuesday, and a very trusted colleague told me, well, maybe you should do it in English because there's some Spanish people that, even though they're Spanish, don't understand Spanish. So the previous broadcast was in Spanish. And so, if you were born here but have Spanish parents, you might not know Spanish. But so I decided to cover the topic again that I covered on last time on Tuesday. So from now on, we're gonna do Monday legal topic Spanish, and then we're gonna cover the same topic in English on Tuesday. And Wednesday we're gonna do another Spanish topic, and then on Thursday we're gonna repeat that same topic but in English. So, and it's gonna be at 5:30. I think it might change a little bit. We got to be flexible. I'll try to make this as fun as possible. Law, legal stuff can be very dry. So I'll try to throw in references. If I make a joke out of it, don't take it the wrong way. I'm not trying to be unprofessional. It's just, sometimes who can watch a 20-minute legal broadcast? I don't know. I find it fascinating. But I wanted to, impart a little bit of knowledge on what I know, or think I know. So, if you have any questions while I'm doing this broadcast, just fire them out away. I think this is my way of giving back, due to the COVID pandemic. I know a lot of anxiety. Things might be closed right now, but this is free legal knowledge. Disclaimer: I am not specifically talking. If I answer your question about any specific legal matter, this is not to be construed as an attorney-client relationship or legal specific advice of any form. All right, so DUI law, Connecticut. What is DUI? Driving under the influence. So, I mean, everyone knows about this. You've drank too much, or a person's drank too much, and they get on the highway. Um, so how does it happen? How does it typically happen? Well, state trooper usually is patrolling, sees a vehicle either swerving, driving too fast, driving too slow sometimes, pulls them over, and then they make what's called initial contact. They go to your window, knock on it, you lower down the window, and he asks you, good evening, sir or ma'am, do you know why I stopped you? Or, I stopped you because of this reason, or license and insurance. So, what is the police officer trying to do? He's trying to, um, well, he's stopping you for driving, but a lot of them already know, if they're already going to stop you because they think, on suspicion of DUI. There's specially trained units out there that are roaming through the streets. Cities have them, the state definitely has them, DUI patrols. So they stop you, and they want to hear you say, they want to smell what's coming out of your mouth. They want to smell your breath, basically. So, you roll down the window, you tell them your name, or why you were doing whatever you were doing. So they're getting close, and they're trying to see if they smell what they say is odor of alcohol. Um, if they smell anything, or look at your face and you have bloodshot eyes, or you have trouble getting your license, your identification, you're fumbling around, um, they're gonna ask you, have you had anything to drink tonight? So that's a hard part, because if you tell the standard answer, everyone knows is what? I've had 2 beers, right? I've had 2 beers, and that's it, officer. I swear to God. But if you tell them even 1 beer or half a sip of alcohol, that's enough. That's enough right there, what we call reasonable suspicion for the police officer to ask you to come out of the vehicle, because he wants to administer the standard field sobriety test. There's 3 tests. Um, but if you say, no, I haven't drank, officer, and you're lying, he could charge you with interfering with an officer. So sort of a catch-22. If you say, I will not answer that question, I mean, being practical about it, he's probably going to tell you to get out of the car. So what are the three tests? All right, so the first one is fancy name. It's called the horizontal gaze nystagmus test. I don't even know why they just say the flashlight test. So what he will do is he'll take a pen. Usually has a little light at the end of the pen. Sometimes they're not that fancy, and it's just a pen. And he'll hold it, I don't know, like this distance away from your face, and he'll say, watch the end of the tip of my pen with your eyes only. Like you can't move your head like this. So you're you're staying still, and so he's gonna move the pen from left to right, like very mechanical. And then he'll go like that. And the science, if you want to call it science, the theory is that if you've been drinking and your eye follows the tip of a pen, that your eye is gonna involuntarily twitch while holding your eye to this light, which I think is ridiculous because, I mean, whose eyes wouldn't twitch in front of a police officer, who's standing right in your face and going left and right, and anyway. So that's that test. Um, the second test is the walk and turn. So he'll tell you, take 10 steps that way and 10 steps back. And the way you take the steps is you got to put one foot heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe. And then you got to turn around and walk heel to toe, heel to toe. He's trying to see if you fall off balance, if you take the right number of steps, if you counted correctly the 10 steps, if you're falling off, if you can't maintain a straight line. But what's the problem with that test? Well, what if you're female, you're wearing heels? Or what if you're on a street that's uneven or it's got potholes like half of Hartford streets have? Or what if it's been snowing outside, or it's wet, or the ground is full of pebbles? What if you're obese? What if, I don't know, suffer from an inner ear infection and can't maintain balance? I mean, I have a hard enough time walking a straight line, 10 paces forward, 10 paces back sober. If you had even one or two, then it's going to be impossible. What if you're like me and you lift weights and you're kind of big up on top, and so your center of balance isn't at this point? Well, you could fall off walking easily. And then the last test is to raise your foot 6 feet off the ground, and then try not to hold that for 30 seconds. Well, he goes 1,000, 2, 1,000, and then after 30 seconds, put it back down. I mean, I challenge people to do that now. Completely fine. It's not that easy to do, especially the older you get, to lift your foot 30 feet and maintain it that way. But look, my experience is that if the police officer asks you to get out of the car, and because he wants to administer these 3 tests to you, you're probably done at that point. He's probably going to arrest you. So, it's very subjective, these tests. They're going to say, the police is going to say that, it's based on science and this and that, but, I don't, at the end of the day, I think it's what we call pseudoscience. It's not, I think, quantifiable. It's not like DNA or something like that. So it's up to that police officer at that point if he thinks there's what we call probable cause to think that you've been drinking, and then he places you under arrest. So you, as an operator, do not have to take those tests. You can refuse. Now, if you refuse, it's gonna go against you, and you probably will be arrested anyway. And it could be brought later on, maybe if you have a trial, that you refuse these tests, and there could be a negative inference from that, and there could be added penalties. But legally, there's nothing that says that you have to be forced to do these field sobriety tests. So very few reports I've read where the officer would write, he passed with flying colors. I still arrested him anyway. What they're gonna what I mainly see is arm swing, no heel to toe, smell like alcohol, lost balance, couldn't count, put his foot down too early, and so they're checking these little boxes that they have in their report. And that's what they need. That's enough for them to put you on handcuffs. He'll take you to the station, and and some departments have a portable breathalyzer, and they'll just say one last thing. Can you just blow on this really quick, just a preliminary, just to see now. That's a breathalyzer right then and there. So be wary of that. So if he does place you on arrest, you have the right to call an attorney before you conduct. Well, at the station, he's going to try to have you breathe into this machine called a breathalyzer to see if your alcohol level in your blood is 0.08 or greater. So if you're not good at math, like I wasn't in school, what is 0.08? 0.08 means 0.08% of alcohol volume in your body. So there's a lot of myths out there about DUI. I've heard them all before I started doing this type of case. If you drink mouthwash, if you're drinking and driving, it won't come out in the breathalyzer. Or if you chew gum, drink coffee, take a cold shower, suck on a penny. I've heard them all. All those are myths because the air. It's measuring the air coming in from inside your lungs, and whether they detect ethanol, which is alcohol. So nothing you ingest, prior to driving, if is gonna trick the test. Now there's a lot of technicalities as far as what time. The tests are going to be conducted. There's 2 tests. If you've eaten or drank anything or regurgitated anything prior to taking the test, that's not important right now for these purposes. What is important is that you can refuse a test. You can say, I am not taking this test. If you do refuse it, though, your license will get suspended for a longer time. And it could be used as evidence against you if you do go to trial. But if you breathe and do the breathalyzer test and you come up way over the limit, instead of 0.08, you come out at 0.16, 0.24. I've seen even 0.4s out there. Then you're like 2, 3, 4 times the legal limit. So it's your choice. You're right whether to take the test or not. But you don't know how drunk you are if you are drunk. So you don't know your body chemistry well enough to know. You might feel fine. You might think you're fine, but you might be legally drunk. And if you are, there's severe penalties. In Connecticut, rightly so, the laws get harder and harsher and harsher. So if you're convicted if you're accused the first time, you usually get what we call classes, alcohol classes. The second time, you're going to get probation, whole bunch of money in fines. You're going to be, taking courses, community service. You're, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in court fees, probation fees. If you're caught and convicted twice in less than 2 years, you're looking at 4 months in jail. So 4 months in jail is not something that, to be laughed at or even taken lightly. DUI is the only time I've seen in where regular people come to my office. You could be educated, you could be from a good family, but it just takes one careless evening to bring you into my world. You do not want to be in my world because that means you're in trouble. So prevention, have a designated driver. There's Uber. When I was growing up, there was no Uber. Now, if you have one of these, there's no reason why, you don't even need a taxi like in the old days. You can just Uber. But if you are accused of this, it's serious business. Also, if you've been arrested for this and you're caught driving, and it could be just regular driving, you went to the supermarket, you went to the post office, you had some type of, daily thing that you had to need to do, maybe grocery shopping for the kids. If your license is suspended because of a DUI, and you will get a 45-day suspension at a minimum for an arrest, not even a conviction, an arrest of a DUI, and you're pulled over by a police officer, let's say for improper signal, running a stop sign, speeding, and he'll check through his computer system who you are based on your name, and he'll see that your license is suspended for DUI. You will get an additional charge of driving with a suspended license after a DUI, and that is not bueno, as we say. That's not good, because there's a law here in Connecticut that says that the judge has to give you 30 days in jail, mandatory minimums, unless there's mitigating circumstances. I'm not gonna get into that, but 30 days in jail is no holiday and resort picnic. Most people could not even tolerate hours in jail, much less 30 straight days in jail. I mean, you'll lose your job, you could lose your family. Um, so if you think you have a problem, there's Alcoholics Anonymous. They have Zoom meetings online now, so you can't use the pandemic as an excuse. This was a broad overview on DUI law in Connecticut. If you have any specific questions, reach out to me through message, and we'll get back to you. So for today, we'll be back on Monday at 5:30, where we will discuss another topic of interest, hopefully. Thank you. Bye.